Hey, all right, everybody, look, I've got another box. Right, okay, what's inside this box today? Well, it does say down by there, EC20, so I'll put the full name, what the bike is, by here, right by here in front of me. We'll get the stuff out of the box, have a look, and get the bike back by here. In the box, we've got the front wheel to put on. We've got a bag here with some gloves in and a bell. We've got this bicycle mount here. We've got this box, front mudguards in there, seat post, and I believe the seat is in there. So let me open up these things and have a look if it is what I think it is. So inside that box was the charger, front headlight there, some pedals, a toolkit. There is the front mudguard, there's the seat post, and then a huge, look, that's massive. That's a big seat. Now, I got a little bit of an issue by here. When you put these rubber things in your spacers, see, I don't know if you can see there, it's too big without them. There, look, right? You can't get this screw here, you can't get it to reach over to there. Don't matter how much you compress that, it won't reach. So I'm going to try a longer bolt. I actually got some here, look. I'll try a slightly longer one. This is like a... Oh, I've dropped it now, but it's like a... I don't know if I can show you in there. It's like them type, look. If it focuses. Right, okay, here it is all put together. You can see that it is a folding bike. It does look similar to some other bikes that I've tested, but there are quite a few differences. So let's have a bit of a closer look at this bike and see what the differences are. Right, okay, this is from my personal experience. I haven't seen a controller switch like this before. The brakes here, look, they are branded Emoko on this side and this side here. And if you look down here, down at the brakes themselves, they look different to any of the brakes I've tested before. We have got a torque sensor there. We have got a 750 pound shock there for the rear suspension. Back here, it does say 25 max on this back rack here as well. Okay, so look at the brakes, the wheels and the tyres. You should be able to see there, the Emoko branded brakes there. 180mm discs. Wheel size is 20 inches, and we've got a 4-inch Kenda branded tyre. Now the battery is housed along the frame in there, and it is the type where you've got to put the key down under there. Look, there's the key down under there. It does lock in. Once you turn it on, it does lock in. So there we go. That's where the battery is, in that frame by there. Okay, so this is what it looks like with me sitting on the bike. I'm 5'10", 178 centimetres, or 1.78 metres. You can see nice upright position. These handlebars do go up higher as well, so I can put them up higher and lower. And it is a nice comfortable position, and the rear suspension actually goes up and down nice and easily. I like it. Now, here is the magnet of truth, and I've said before, it's not scientific. I could go like that, right, and say it's aluminium, but it might be an aluminium alloy. So I'm just looking for magnetized metal. So that's not magnetized, so we'll call that some sort of aluminium. By here, some sort of aluminium. This, none of them is steel. This top bit here, that's some sort of aluminium. The mudguards, they're plastic. The wheels, some sort of alloy. The back piece by here, that's not magnetic. The seat post, not magnetic. What about these? There's some sort of aluminium as well. On this back rack here, that is steel. I don't know if you can see that there. That is magnetic. So this back part here, this rack, is steel. So looking up here on the handlebars, we have got a thumb throttle there, but I believe that thumb throttle is a legal thumb throttle. We got your 7-speed Shimano. We've got a bell like that. Nice colour display. The display is nice, but it doesn't quite suit these handlebars. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Then we got the buttons here, plus, minus, headlight, information, on, off button. Down by here is the horn light. Can you see my hand there? Lovely, nice electronic loud horn. So we don't really need the bell, do we? We've got a bell, an electric horn, and then we got the orange-topped, branded hydraulic brakes. Right, so I did show you earlier, I've had to put longer bolts in here because the shorter bolts didn't reach, because when you put the rubber things in, it's too tight. I've had to cut a little bit off the rubber as well so I can get them in, and then you've got to try and sort of miss this. It's got this quick release thing here, but you can't open this. Once you got that on, look, you can't open it because it's going against the wires on there. So either I've put this on wrong, or this display, these arms are not quite long enough. If you know what I mean. I've tried to make them go up as far as possible, but it is still colliding with this quick release unit here. Right, okay, we have got a rear light, so let's turn the rear light on. Let's press the brake light. So there's the rear light and the brake light. Let's spin the bike around so you can see the front headlight. So here's the front headlight. Looks like 4 LEDs in it, and it does look quite bright. Right, okay, now you can see these handlebars do come up quite high, but that was a look around the bike. So let's get it out on the old open road. Right, okay, here we are, out on the open road. So first of all, I'll go down here and do a bit of a speed test. Right, okay, gear 4, pedal level assist 5. Here we go. It picks up really well, and it is cutting out at 15.5. So 15.5 is where it cuts out. Now, I'll turn around by here. Now I gotta say, I'll slow right down by here now, right? I don't know if you can see that display, but I'll start pedaling. It picks up super fast. It does give you a good shove until it gets to 15.5. Now, it has got a thumb throttle, but I'll pull over by here and I'll show you how slow the thumb throttle is. It's a legal thumb throttle, basically. So let's get on the flat bit to give it half a chance. I'll get up by here. Right, okay, engage the thumb throttle. And it is extremely weak. I'm gonna have to give it a push off. It's got me about 2 miles per hour. I can barely keep up with it. Anyway, let's get going. So I'm gonna say that thumb throttle there, the way it's set up, is basically useless because it doesn't even, it won't pull, it won't pull, it's just is very, very weak. So anyway, let's forget about the thumb throttle. Let's do the hill test, which I think will be okay with pedal assist because it feels quite punchy to me. It does feel like it's got plenty of torque. So the hill is coming up here on the right hand side. Right, here we go then, up the hill. This bit of the hill isn't that hilly, but I'll stay in gear 4 for now because it is quite easy. I'm not putting hardly any effort in at all by here, so it's quite nice. Now it does look like a torque sensor. It does feel like a torque sensor, so it is a torque sensor. The steeper part of the hill is past this tunnel, so we'll try the light when we get in the tunnel by here, and we'll see what it's like because it looked quite bright when I was looking at it earlier. Now, press the light button like that, so the light is on. And then we'll have a little look what the headlight is like. I don't know if I've got it pointing in the right position. I don't know if you can see, it's right up in the air. But it is a very good light. Can you see over there, look? And over there. And over there. I need to point it down. But I didn't want to stop and point it down because there's, as you can see, it's been raining like mad again. I've got a window of 3 hours where it's not raining. So this is why I'm doing the e-bike video right now, because it's been raining every day. I didn't want to stop in the tunnel because there's loads of big drips coming off the top of the tunnel. And there's a smell of leaking gas in that tunnel. So I didn't want to stay in there for too long. Right, big part of the hill coming up by here. No cars behind me, no, everything's okay. Car coming down the hill. Okay. Right, since I've stopped, it's a good time to do a sort of see how long it takes for the crank to turn to start giving me power. It should be straight away with the torque sensor. There we go. Straight away. There we go. And we're off. So that is the good thing. Torque sensors off straight away. Now, steep part of the hill, gear 4. Let's do some pushing on here. There we go, fifth probably up to 15 miles per hour. I quite like the torque sensor, how they've got it set up on this e-bike. It is giving you more of the torque, you know, it's giving you more of a shove. So the hill is very, very easy. And I gotta say, it's easy to get up the hill, but also this seat is super comfortable. It reminds me of them old tractor seats from years ago. It's massive. Anyway, we're coming up to the cattle grid. So we've made it by here. So let's have a quick peek at the seat. Right, so here we are then. There's my hand for reference. Look, it's massive. But it's extremely comfortable. Look, it's very squishy. Squish, squish, squish. Gets a little bit firm around here. Around the back there where you sit. Extremely comfortable. Right, let's get this bike up the rest of that hill there. Now, I gotta say, these wide mud guards are doing the job. It is wet outside, but there is a bit of muck there. But if you can see down there, it's not too much stuff on my trousers. Anyway, let's get up the rest of this hill up here. Looks like it was, see that grass there? I don't know if that's water or ice. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's get up there. Right, okay then. This is the steepest part of the hill. Still in gear 4. Still quite easy. Now, people said in another video I did, that when you go up a hill with a torque sensor, you should leave it in like 4 or 5. Let's go down to 1 and just see if on this bike the torque is still kicking in. And yeah, it is still easy. So let's try going up the gears. Let's try like that. And once you get going, it does sort of, when you're in gear 5, it is giving you more of a boost, I'd say it is. But you have got to put a bit more pressure on your legs, if that makes any sense. But let's go back to gear 4, because gear 4 seems like the sweet spot to me. Gear 5 seems to be a little bit harder on your legs. So, we'll go up this part of the hill by here now, and we'll try the walk function. Now, the thumb throttle is very weak, so is the walk function going to be weak as well? We shall find out when we get up by there. Right, okay. Hold down the minus button. Walk function engaged. And that actually feels stronger than the thumb throttle. I was trying to hold it back. So I can hold it back. But let's try the thumb throttle again. Yeah, the thumb throttle is weaker than the walk function. Put the walk function back on, like that. Yeah, there's a bit more power in the walk function. So it looks like on the display here is almost 2 miles per hour. It does feel like it's 2 miles per hour. It is adequate as a walk function. It is pulling the weight of the bike up the hill. We're actually on 2.3 miles per hour now. So I think that's a bit of a win. I think that's okay. It'd be nice if it was a little bit more pull in it, because it's nice for the bike to actually pull you a little bit up the hill, if you know what I mean, but not too much. Anyway, we'll go by here. We'll turn around, we'll do a brake test. Now, there is an issue with the back brake. I don't know if you can see here. It's got an adjuster in there, and that adjuster is sort of, I think it's wound in almost as far as it can go. and I don't know if you can see, I'll pull the brake like that, right? And you think it's stopping the bike, but it's not. When you've got the weight of yourself on it, it's not. You've got to pump it twice, and then it works. So it does need a bit of a bleed. I think this brake needs a bit of a bleed because it's not quite right. You've got to pump it a few times to get it going. So out of the factory, this might just be the only one. It might be the particular bike I've had. It does seem like it needs a bit of adjusting and a bit of a bleed. But some sort of adjusting somewhere. Anyway, let's stop waffling and get up the top of this hill. Right, so when I go up here, I'm gonna have to come around and try and do a brake test at the legal e-bike limit speed. And I'm gonna have to try and give this brake a couple of pumps, then pull the brakes. So I'll try and remember all that and not fall off because the road is wet. So let's give it a bash. Let's turn around, try and remember which way to do it. A couple of pumps on the left-hand side for the rear brake, pull the front brake, try not to fall off, and mission successful. So let's turn around. Here we go, down the hill, pick up a bit of speed. We'll try and stay at 15.5. I'm going a little bit fast, but there, try and pump that a couple of times, and there we go. Now, the brakes do work really well, but like I said, I had to give a couple of the left brake, just a couple of tickles before I stopped. Now, you shouldn't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with the front brake, so obviously the rear brake can be made to be perfect, but it hasn't come perfect out of the factory to me. That doesn't mean that yours will be, if you did order one, it probably will be okay. You know, it's just got through the cracks, if you know what I mean. Now, that brake test was successful. If I look behind me, I can see a small mark, but not much of a mark. But trust me, they work okay, other than the pump in the brake. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down this hill. Just gravity, that's all it is, gravity. Just gravity, let gravity do its thing, and we'll see how fast the bike will go. Now, there was somebody walking their dog down that way, so I don't want to go whizzing past them. So I think I'll give it a few minutes just for them to get out of the way, and I'll just sit by here and admire the view for a second. And I'll give you a glimpse of the view I got at the moment. There we go. I am surrounded by mountains. It's quite nice. The sun hasn't come out. It is cloudy. I am trying to beat the rain this morning. This tree is massive. It's huge. It goes right up there. That's quite an old tree. That tree's been there a long time. Now, there we go. I don't know if you can see over there, it shows up on the camera, but them trees over there in the distance have got like a slight purple hue to them. I don't know if that's the light or what, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, the bike. So, I think I've given that person enough time, so let's get down that hill. Right, here we go then, 12 miles per hour. 14 miles per hour. 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29. And I'm slowing down because the person is around the corner, so I don't want to go whizzing into that person. But that picked up speed really fast, 29 miles per hour, and I was only halfway down the hill. So the person's in the way, so I'll have to wait again to go past them because there's water everywhere and I don't want to be splashing people. Right, okay, I think the coast is clear, so let's hope there's nobody else on the road. And we'll go down the rest of this hill. Now, I gotta say that, I don't know if you can see, but the rear suspension is very good on this bike. It is bouncing up and down, plus you've got the very, very wide seat and the upright riding position, so it is a very, very comfortable bike to ride, and the sun is right in my eyes. Anyway, let's get down here and go across the cattle grid and down the hill. Right, okay, coming back off the mountain road by here, back into civilization, and we will try another hill. We'll go around here, and there is another big hill by this estate right here, so we'll try this one. Right, here we are on another big hill, and the torque sensor is doing this torquey thing, and you can see I am getting up here very easily. It's actually, look, I'm on almost 12 miles per hour. It's getting up here really easy. And there we go. Made it up the top of the hill. Now they have made a path a little bit further up by here, so we'll go on that path and try and get onto the off-road stuff. I don't know if it's going to be too muddy, so we'll try it and see what it's like. If it's too muddy, I'll just turn around and come back. But I'm going to try it. But it has been raining and raining and raining. Oh, they've blocked it off, have they? Or can I still sneak through by there? Can I sneak through here? I think I can. Like that. There we go. It's nice that they've put a path there. Hopefully it's not blocked off. No, they haven't blocked it off. Hello, horse. There we go. Now, I don't know if you can see that there, but that is extremely muddy. But I think that's just where everybody is sort of going in by there. So I'm going to get off and push the bike round the corner until it gets a little bit less muddy. I think I'd have been better off riding the bike. I'm going to get on the bike now because there's mud everywhere. Oh. I think I'm going to fall off now. Right, let's try and get out of this mud. Oh. Right, that's better. It's a bit drier along here. I'm going to have to give this bike a good wash off when I get back. It's going to be covered in mud. Whoa! God, I'm sliding everywhere. Whoa! It probably looks less dramatic on the camera, but I am sliding around everywhere. I'll try and go on the grass a bit because it's incredibly slippy and slidey when I go on the muddy stuff. A bit drier by here. I expect it to be muddy a bit further up. We've got dry bits and muddy bits. Let's see if I can get on this gate without getting off. There we go. Get through this muddy patch by here. And then I think it's a little bit drier, but I'm going to have to go down. Oh my God, this is terrible. Oh no. That was really muddy then. But a lot of fun. Right. More mud. Is it going to dry out at all? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to carry on along here, and then I'm going to have to go down the mountain, actually on the mountain, and hopefully I don't slide everywhere. Right, okay, I've turned around now because the path is just getting more muddy and more muddy. I'm sliding everywhere. But this bike is actually done quite well. in the mud and the wet. So a little bit further in front of me. I'll just go through this puddle a second here, nice and slow. There's no escape from it, I gotta go through it. I'm gonna go down the mountain hill by here now. Usually I use a lot of back brake going down there, but my back brake is a little bit funny. So, will I make it down there safely, or am I gonna come off? We shall find out very soon, because it's just by here in front of me on the left. Not on the left, on the right. So, here we go. Onto the wet grass. It's going to be slidey, I know it is, but you can't pull your front brake too much, because let's pump this back brake up. If I pull the front brake too much, then you're going to come a cropper. Now, once you pump that brake up, it stays, it works. So I don't know if it's a little bit of air in the system or something like that, but I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to put a little bit of front brake on, but this is very muddy by here, so I'm not going to go flying down here, because there's not much friction between me and the wheels and the ground. Like if I pull the back brake, well, it is actually stopping me, so it's the tyres must have good grip, because it is actually stopping me with the back brake there. It's a little bit of a skid then, but all in all, it's quite nice. I expect this is the worst part by here, but I am going very slow. I am taking it easy. Shall I go around this way? I think I'll go around this way. Shall I go that? No, it's muddy that way. I've had enough of mud. I'm going down here. Oh, there we go. It's muddy down this way as well. It's muddy everywhere. But there we go. Oh, very muddy by here now, quite boggy. So I got no front brake now, just back brake. And I think I've made it. I think I've made it. So anyway, I think I'm gonna make my way back. Right, okay then, that's my review of the Emoko EC20 Pro. All the links will be down in the description below. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, hype, comment, do all them beautiful things, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!